Do you have an idea?
Do you have an idea?
Mm-mm.
I don't have an idea either.
Hello there.
Hello.
Yeah. Cheerio type.
Cheerio.
That's what it's saying.
That's a Yankee accent, British accent, but this is a Southern accent.
Can you quit slinging that nasty fly swatter around?
Cannonball! Let's go.
And that's how we're going to start the show.
I mean, why not? It's a staple. People out there are waiting for that moment.
Thank you for being
Alicia.
here.
Yes, thank you very much. Hey, look, I don't know what we would do without you.
That's right.
And you. And me.
We
And
need
us.
you. You need us.
We need that.
We need all of it.
Absolutely.
MotivateWithCoachCam.com.
SRP Studios LLC.com.
Cannonballing Life
at gmail.com. Yes. Thank you.
Sorry.
It's all right. Bam!
Positive Voices on Facebook. Follow that group.
And hey, if you're feeling led to right now as we're passing around the proverbial plate, go to Motivate with Coach Camp and donate to the Venmo. Thank you.
Yes. What's up, Coach? Good morning.
Man, hey, how's it going, dog?
It's going well.
Dude, it's so much warmer in here. I feel much better.
Good. Last
so
week you ran your 2 miles in the
I did.
icy tundra.
I decided I had to go to the dentist today.
But it's colder today, I believe, than it was then.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 15 degrees outside. What is
Jeez,
it?
I don't know.
You
Wind
know?
chill 25 below.
I have a
Very
amazing $30 space heater in
that
my
thing
studio.
is working.
here.
It is heating this space.
But I'm still cold. I run
you
cold.
really?
You run hot.
It's true. Except for my hands. My hands freeze. My face freeze. Sometimes my mouth freeze. But you know, I didn't get a chance to go run this morning. That's a good way to feel the day. But I ended up having to go to the dentist, get my teeth
You went to the dentist.
cleaned up. Yeah. You know.
It turned up.
Yeah, it's always interesting. I know you've been to the dentist probably a couple times in your life.
Yeah.
I'm
few
always.
times.
It's the people are nice and they ask you questions and that's what you look for is some back and forth, get to catch up because you get to know them. And then they'll be like, "So, how's the family doing?" I'm like, it's
can't
and then it's the metal thing. It's and like a couple times I flinched, but it didn't hurt. It was just the sound.
Yeah. I'm a weirdo. I enjoy the pick.
Okay.
The metal pick.
You like that?
I actually enjoy that.
Did you buy one for yourself?
No.
It's like the home.
No, but it's odd. You know, now the little spinny thing with the fluoride in it,
Yeah.
where they polish the teeth, I don't like that part.
Oh,
That's where I get sensitive.
interesting.
But the picking and the flossing when they, it's
It's
weird.
truly fascinating because when they're scratching on it, the sound is like it's very loud because it's inside my head already, and it's. But then the polishing and it's splatting up, and I'm like, ugh, it's all in my face, it's in my eyeball. But
How are your sinuses? We have not.
much better.
I've not asked you this in a
Yeah,
minute.
they're doing good. Actually, funny you would ask that. Did you know you were going to ask that before you ask it, or did you just ask it because you thought about it?
I just asked it.
Okay. Doing really well. It's a lot better. It's not sensitive anymore. It's very, you can bounce on it
Do
some.
you still have scabbing?
Yeah, a little bit, not much. I haven't reached my finger way up in there yet. Still kind of nervous, but I feel like all of this is starting to heal. But what I have started doing is I've went back to using a CPAP machine. You know about them things?
Yeah.
You ever use one?
I should probably have one.
Yeah. Well, so Alicia,
I stopped breathing.
while
sleeping.
That's not
Here
people
and
go,
there.
Are
It's
you
in and
part
out.
fish, or how do you do that?
don't
Just
know.
radiate some oxygen back into your body? How's that working? That's impressive. Well, that would explain why you were bluish a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
So Alicia says I still snored after the surgery, but I couldn't put it on because my nose was sensitive. So I went back to trying that. And actually, I think I can breathe better because it's just a nasal piece. I don't have the whole mask thing.
Okay.
And so that really does. I feel like I'm breathing more air now.
Well, yeah, that's the point.
I think so. I think that was the point. And then, so now it's working.
But just in everyday life now, just out and about when you're running,
Yeah.
whatever, do you feel like there's more passage?
I think so. Now it's been really cold, so I try not to breathe much. It's really cold outside right now.
I
It
try not to
hurts
breathe
everything.
much.
But the one thing about a CPAP machine, if you're not familiar to it, so it's got all this harnessing and gear. So I feel like I'm always blasting off. I'm an astronaut. And somewhere in the night, I'll always wake up and it's in the floor. I don't know what kind of alligator death rolls I'm doing. I'm flipping and flopping in the bed. I'm fist fighting something. I don't know what's happening. And then I wake up and I hear.
Well, I toss and turn all
Apparently
night.
I do
so
too.
I don't know if that would stay on my face either. I don't know how I would sleep with that.
Yeah, I
strapped
pick
to
it
my
back up,
face.
slap it back on, just keep going. Yeah, that's what I do. And just like, and then back into it. But
Mm-hmm.
so the CPAP machine seems to be working, and the nose is working, and the air is working. So all those things are really good.
Well, look, we have a worldwide debut
We do.
of something.
Oh.
But first, I want to bring up our soon to be schedule shift.
Okay.
We
What's up?
we
Yes.
texted
We did
about
talk
this
about
briefly.
that. That's right. We did. You almost surprised me, but then I remembered.
We're going to be changing our recording schedule, therefore our publishing schedule soon. Not right now, but we're working towards getting this show to be more timely.
That's the game plan.
Because the groove we've been in is we film and then 6 to 7 days later it publishes.
Yeah. Things happen.
Yeah, so let's go back to the
like-
Super Bowl. Prime example.
Here we go.
Usually it happens sooner. I'm having a good
You
day.
are having a great day.
You
That
need
is
that.
true
I'm the
story.
one that I need to talk to.
Good
So
morning.
we filmed the Friday before the Super Bowl,
That's right.
made our predictions. By the time everyone heard that, the Super Bowl was long done.
It done.
And then by the time we finally talked about the Super Bowl, the Super Bowl was very long done.
Yeah, it was.
Just odd. And I want to try to be as timely as possible. So that way, like today, we're filming this on the 21st.
Yeah.
Well, imagine if the episode dropped on the 21st. Like today's a fresh new episode, and we're talking about our weekend. Well, it's everybody else's weekend too. And you always have to just assume everyone's listening on published day because you guys are
That's right.
running
All the time.
to your device.
I mean,
to listen or
unless
watch.
they're late, but that's just because they didn't want to be here.
I mean, it's code red. Go.
That's it.
Published day.
Making it happen.
So then the following week,
Yeah.
when we talk about our past weekend, it was everybody else's past weekend. But
That's right.
when we talk dates and this, that, and the other, it just makes more sense. So eventually, we're going to shift our record date to Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 2 days to edit,
Okay.
and then we're going to go out on Fridays
I think we can do it.
soon. I would say in the next few weeks, because scheduling and we gotta work
Shift
our
some
way,
stuff.
shift some things, and
That's
work
right.
our way into that. So then you start your week every Monday with motivational, inspirational,
It's
deep stories,
changes your life.
and then you finish the week on Friday
Wondering
with knucklehead
how that
buffoonery.
same person was a part of that inspirational story, and he's not inspiring anything.
Right. So
Yeah.
you said bookends when
Bookends.
when we talked about
That's right.
this. It's
yeah.
a great
bookends to the week.
booking, ending the week.
Yeah.
That didn't make sense.
Thrive DJ Entertainment. We're thriving.
So soon to be.
Yeah.
But as of right now, we're filming on the 21st, and you're hearing this on Thursday, whatever the day that is.
I'm not that person.
No.
I can't do that. But I did look into something. I sent an email. We'll see if they respond. Sent something to Elon Musk.
You did now.
I did. I'm asking him if he can work with us to be the demo product. Because if we won't even have to change our schedule if he can make this happen, where we just travel into the future and then we already know what happens. We come back, we talk about our show a week ahead of time.
Scott!
Exactly. And
Yeah.
let everybody know this is what you're about to experience.
Sure.
And then we'll make a lot of money.
There will be a day where we can do that.
Just travel up there,
Soon.
come right back real quick and be like, hey, and the lottery numbers are, and then you're good.
Boom.
There it is.
Well, that's a big part of the Back to the Future story. Part two. Biff.
I think it was booking.
Old-
He was going to like
Old Biff found the almanac.
horse races and
He
stuff.
found the old almanac.
Yeah.
And then went back in time and
I made a bold prediction,
yes.
and that is everybody's going to die. And I think I'm going to end up being right about that at some point.
Well, I mean, death is undefeated, right?
I think so. That and taxes.
Yeah.
They're both crushing. They are crushing it.
I've always joked with my daughter. There's three things I can guarantee you: death, taxes. By that time, she's like, "Huh?" And your last name will be mispronounced.
That's right. Oh, you do have that third one. You do have that one in the back pocket.
Guaranteed.
Hey, look, speaking of mispronunciations, if I may, because this is going to be real time, fake time, behind time. So we're still doing that.
It's time.
Did you see the Canada-U.S. hockey game?
No.
I can't pronounce any of their names.
Yeah.
So if you were in that group, everybody would be like, he's normal. He's part of us. Y'all are the ones that are weird. Oh, you can pronounce Smith? Ha! Y'all are weirdos.
I'd like to see the names. There's probably Levikes and Pelletiers. And,
Blitz.
Yeah.
And look, honestly, it's like somebody went, close my eyes, and that's your last name.
who
There you
won?
go. Canada.
How much? What was the score?
3-2.
What was this game? I mean,
It was-
is it like a preliminary for Olympics?
No,
what are we doing here?
no. It's like I think it may be new. It could be old. I don't know. I don't follow hockey, but it's it was called the Four Seasons or Four Nations, not seasons. Seasons happen, but nations, 4 nations, and so it was like Canada, U.S., and then a couple other countries.
Probably Russia.
Maybe, probably.
Well, I don't know these days, but
Who knows?
They're
Back in the
known
day,
for hockey for
but
sure.
The interest I had, which was the same interest all other non-hockey people on Earth was following the game, was because in their other game they had 3 fights in 9 seconds. The first 9 seconds, they were in Canada, they booed the national anthem, and then Americans came out, was like, screw y'all, pow, 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 pow. And it was like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
So then last night was a lot more civil. It was a tough game. I did watch the majority of all of it. I ended up going to bed before it ended because I was like, well, it's hard to stay pretty. You got to get some sleep. So beauty rest is for, I know, right? So I was like, I got to go to bed. But I woke up and found out Canada won. So I'm not really a hockey fan. No shade on people that love hockey. That's great. I've been to a hockey game. Went to a Predators game. It was interesting. It was cold.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that. I was like, well, I know it's going to be cold on the ice. I didn't know it was going to be cold in the whole place. Whole place cold.
Yeah.
So
Hockey's fun to watch
it was very interesting. I didn't understand much
because
of it.
it's busy. That's
Very fast.
and that's what's great. It just keeps
Yes.
your attention the whole time. Where I love football, but let's face it, football is stop and go. A lot of that.
Yeah.
Baseball is go, but it's slow. And I don't watch basketball, which is more of that fast paced back and forth like
It is.
hockey. I don't know the hockey rules. Like,
I didn't either.
People have tried to explain to me what icing is. I still can't figure it out because there's times I'm like, well, why wasn't that icing? Well, it's because of these 5 reasons. But I could get into it if I had time.
Well, the thing I truly do appreciate, I think I would love to see this in other sports, is when 2 people decide they're going to face off, the refs don't stop them.
Oh, it's great.
They just kind of they get around and like, go for it, guys. And then they pound on each other. And nobody stops it until they fall.
Yeah, it's such a fun, cool aspect that you're allowed
Yeah.
to
part
punch
of it.
each other in
Part
the
of
face.
it. Just go for it. Just going for it.
It's so cool.
Yeah, that's what they do. Could you imagine that in baseball? It's like the
I know.
pitcher hits somebody, they go out, and everybody just kind of circles up. It's like, let them go. Let them
Yeah.
go. Until somebody falls.
Imagine if they didn't stop Nolan Ryan.
Nolan would have beat the holy snot out of Robin Ventura.
That's
He
it.
already had 7 or 8 knots on his head when they were
It's
done.
such a great thing to watch over and over and over because he just...
You want to talk about old country, for real deal, Holyfield, tough. He just sat there and was like, come on. And it, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, dang, boy, Nolan Ryan, getting on it, boy.
His documentary on Netflix is awesome.
They have a documentary on
Nolan Ryan.
Oh, I got to look that up.
It's amazing.
I didn't even know that.
I mean, it's just the history and how great he was.
He was great.
He
He
was
was
great.
great. It's funny because he was great, but it's like he's overshadowed from all these other pitchers because of certain dynamics. But dude had the most like no hitters, 1 hitters, 2 hitters, 3
Yeah.
hitters,
He holds-
complete games, 5,000 something strikeouts.
He has, I think it was like somewhere around 40 records held.
Yeah.
And but much like Brett Favre, he held forever I think it was the touchdown, but he also held the record for interceptions because he's
Throwing a lot of strikes.
He's throwing a lot of, you throw a lot of strikes, you're throwing a lot of balls. So so he had a lot of walks too. But his ERA was amazing. His issue is, and there's stats out there that is wild, is he had so many games where he'd give up 1+ run and lose.
Yeah. Randy Johnson was like that.
His team, his offense never did it for him.
Mm-hmm.
So many times his team just wouldn't back him up.
Yeah.
All they had to do was hit a couple runs, bring in a couple runs, and they'd win.
If he'd have been on a team that smashed,
Yeah.
he'd have probably had
Oh,
30 wins a season.
Yeah. So, but anyways, sports talk here. Everybody,
it's
sports
fun.
talk.
Well, it was Canada last night, and so that was the thing, And there was an interview. God, I wish I could remember the guy's name. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of hockey. Nothing against people that are, but this interview was like the most American interview I've ever heard in my life. I'm not. I'll have friends in Canada. Actually, Canada's very fine. It's a beautiful country from what I hear. So I'm not saying anything about Canada, but he's just like he's in the thing afterwards because they're talking about the fights. This is after the game the other night, and he's like, Canada's barely even a country, and he's just like smack talking them.
Whoa.
And then they're gonna go on the ice and fight, and I'm like, you know what? What are the fights you want to watch in boxing or MMA It's when they're smack talking each other.
Yeah.
You can't wait to see that conflict happen. So
And that's part of it. They're just
that is part of it. Showmanship.
They're selling tickets.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just like the UFC.
And they did.
Yeah, Conor McGregor, he sold tickets.
Yes, he did. Yep.
He brought it.
Floyd Mayweather. Who was that guy?
Floyd Mayweather.
I couldn't get them all together. Thank you. If I had a dubba, that would have been the moment. So, yeah, I just couldn't get all that. There's too many of those guys in there. Thank you. Yeah, so anyways. Sports is interesting. I do love it. I'm ready for baseball.
Me too. Yankees.
Let's go, boys.
It's hard for me to watch baseball because it's just so many games and odd times. I don't have cable of any kind. I don't have any sports packages, so it's
hit or miss.
Difficult.
For sure. Yeah.
But
I did see something
I love
today.
baseball, though.
This was breaking news today.
Okay.
This is hot off the presses like a couple hours ago. The Yankees are going to allow facial hair.
Really?
First time.
For people that don't know, that's a big deal because for years you were allowed to have a sideburn down to the earlobe,
somewhere
right?
in there, yeah.
And you had to be clean cut on top, like a handsome haircut.
That's right.
But now they're going to let.
They're going to allow
Is that
well groomed facial hair. So
you can have a full beard.
They could always have mustaches, but now they can have the beard and.
I remember when Johnny Damon jumped ship.
Yeah, and he had that, but he looked like a caveman.
Yeah, but
So
he had baby face. It was shocking to see.
Look, I'll be honest with you. Two reasons I have facial hair. Not because, and neither of them are because I think it makes me look better.
But you do look shocking when you're shaved.
When I'm shaved, it's not.
weird.
And I look young, and nobody respects me at
And
school.
seeing you without a hat.
Yeah.
When you're freshly shaven without a hat, it's a different person.
It's a goofy looking
It's
person.
different.
Very good. He's nerdy.
And then I see you in a suit and tie. It's like, who is that guy?
Nobody knows.
Man,
No.
what happened to my buddy, Coach?
I know, right?
That's Christopher.
That's Christopher with hard fur. Yeah. But then it's also because I'm lazy. I hate shaving, man. When I was in the military, then on the fire department, always had to shave. Hated it. So really,
Well, I
most
mean,
of this is just
you're
lazy.
talking to someone that shaves his head, and I let it go, and then it's too long, and then it's like hacking down a forest.
Oh yeah.
Hence, cutting my head last week,
Oh yeah.
and you saw that.
Got in there deep.
Yeah, got in there deep,
Like second
and
layer.
then I had to shave kind of around it, and kind of because it's
Do
still.
you use a mirror?
Oh,
You're
just
like
in
blind
front.
shaving.
Well, I'm standing in front of a mirror, but when it comes to the back,
Yeah.
I just feel.
I always look in the mirror.
But
when
I have a system now.
oh yeah.
I mean, I shave my whole melon
yeah.
10 minutes, if that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, if that.
I used to be that fast with my underarm hair and my back hair, and then it just got I just
How did you shave your back hair?
as in reach back there, had like a little stick. I'm just kidding. I don't have back hair. That'd be weird.
That'd be a tough way.
I have seen those guys though. They have the furry like man sweater, and they'll do like initials or something. Write a word in there. And will you marry me? I saw that one time on a clip.
I'm glad I'm not a bear like that. Full body hair.
I do have some hair up here, which
Me too. Yeah,
it's not. But thankfully, it's not thickish.
right. A lot of it's
Then you got to
gray,
condition it, and
Condition it.
there's a whole lot of stuff. You got to comb it out, I think,
Groom
or
it.
something. Mm-hmm. It's
Blow dry it.
It's just too much. So
You got to treat it. You
Probably
don't want nappy.
I don't want
chest hair.
dead end chest hair.
Dead end.
So yeah, that's what's going on over there, bro.
Shall we debut
Yeah,
your new
song.
hit rap?
So can I mention this?
You set it up however you want. We
All
got
right.
something very special for people.
I hope I don't run out of breath because I don't have that much air in my lungs right now. My nose is doing good.
You rehearsed it once. It was
good.
perfect.
You liked it?
Of course.
Okay. So here's the setup. If I had the equipment, I would make my own beats. I would. Now, I don't fashion myself to be a great musician. I'm not that. I'm not a musician. I'm not like you. I'm not you, Derrick. I'm not that. I don't pretend to be that. I do appreciate good beats. Now, we've talked about I like to dance. And I could throw down back in my day. Not so much now. I throw something out, not throw down anymore. But when it comes to rapping, the rap game, Run DMC, I mean, you name it, Beastie Boys, those guys back in the 80s, 90s, even early 2000s, Dougie Fresh back in the 80s. I appreciated that style of rap.
Yeah.
It had a flow, it had a musicality to it, and the beats.
It was clean. I'm not
well,
saying,
as long as it wasn't Two Live Crew. It was clean.
I'm not
yes.
saying clean and
Gotcha.
content.
Mm-hmm.
Clean and diction and pronunciation of words.
And a lot of times, so people like to talk about, I'm just going back, just a quick throwback on the Kendrick Lamar thing, and he was like telling a story. Well, the story only matters if the words are enunciated, one, and then two, relatable. Maybe they're relatable to the generation now, so give them credit for that, whatever. But that was the thing. The relatability of the words in the storyline that you could apply. That's what I try to do. So that's it. That's my setup. That said, a few years back, I decided I'm going to try to write a rap song. So I wrote one. Now, the music is not mine. I pull it off of YouTube where you can get it for free. Wrote a rap song. Performed it to my class DIFI. Give it a little time later. Decided I'd do a second one. Put it together. Actually, it was better, I thought. So this one, I'm thumbing through the beats on the free YouTube thing, and I come across, and it just catches this. You'll hear the intro, and it's just like there, and it kind of reminded me a little bit about you remember Insane in the Membrane?
Yeah.
Cypress Hill?
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. So it's kind of like that. It's real catchy. It's almost like a brainworm.
Insane in the brain.
Yeah. And when I did this and wrote down this chorus line, immediately I went in and showed it to my family. Now,
which I'm sure they were
Alicia
patting you on the back like crazy. Good job. This is amazing. So proud of you.
2 thumbs down from Alicia. But immediately what I saw was Maddie Camp, daughter of Alicia, and Zach, son of Chris. Both of them started singing this chorus line.
So they liked it.
It's a brainworm. It gets stuck in your head. You cannot get it out.
Good.
So I wrote it, and it took me about a day and a half to kind of work out some bugs and get the timing down and the beats.
So the music was what inspired the words and flow.
Oh, well.
It wasn't like you were writing a rap and let's find music that fits it. You heard the song and then that got the juices
That's what I always do. I listen to the beat and then I think about what kind of song. So the last part of this is all 3 of the songs I've written have some element of EMS.
Yeah.
It's all about providing care from the EMS perspective. This one is Flight Medics.
Okay.
I named it Airtime.
Airtime.
Airtime. So this is about flight medics. So as I say these lyrics, think about a helicopter taking off, paramedics in it, coming to the scene, taking care of people, and I'm going to sing this first chorus line in a high pitch because I'm going to have a woman dubbed in doing this when I actually put it all together. But so this is not how I will sing this, me personally, but then the lyrics, I'm going to drop it off. So
But folks, you're getting not only a debut, but take number 2. You rehearsed before the show.
Yes.
And I was like, dude, you have to do it on the show.
Okay.
Because it was flawless.
Okay.
So this is the second time you ever do this.
It's true.
Into a microphone in front of
That is fact.
me and you all for the first time. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Here we go. Airtime.
Airtime by what's your rap name?
CRC.
CRC, everybody.
Rap Battle Productions.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go.
CCRFP.
W. Light shining bright, it's time to fly high. Light shining bright, it's time to flow. Light shining bright, it's time to fly high. Light shining bright, it's time to go. Light shining bright, it's time to fly high. Light shining bright, it's time to flow. Light shining bright, it's time to fly high. Light shining bright, it's time to go. Yo, here we go, we about to lift off. Yo, here we go, we about to fly. Lives on the line, we about to get this. Lives on the line, yeah, no one dies. Air assault en route, flying to the rescue. Flying Mach speed in the dark of night. Risking our life is nothing new. When it comes to heroes, we bring the fight. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Tones go off, yeah, bird goes up. Smoke in the air, let's light it up. About to get down with this monster crew. You better ask your homie, cause I thought you knew. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2. Light shining bright, it's time to fly high. Light shining bright, it's time to flow. Light shining bright, it's time to fly high. Light shining bright, it's time to go. Light shining bright, it's time to fly high. Light shining bright, it's time to flow. Light shining bright, it's time to fly high. Light shining bright, it's time to go. Yeah. Bounce it, rock and roll. Get your boys up, cause it's time to go. Busting out these rhymes, yeah, I'm about to diss. You better aim straight, boy, I bet you miss. 1 2 1 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Rolling fleet, yeah, rhymes never beat me. Giving all I got, yeah, you can't help but see me. Battle over. You know I won, bring it track back. 1, 2, 1, 2. Light shining bright, yeah, light shining bright, yeah, light shining bright, yeah. Fast flow productions, light shining bright. It's time to fly high, light shining bright. It's time to flow, light shining bright. It's time to fly high, light shining bright. It's time to flow, light shining bright. It's time to fly high, light shining bright. It's time to flow, light shining bright. It's time to fly high, light shining bright. It's time to go. Fast flow production. Saving lives, dropping beats. Y'all know what? I'm out. Got some work still to do. I got to memorize everything.
That was great.
It's got to beat. It's got to beat. I like the part where it starts to break down at the very beginning. Says, you know, and
what's the name of it again?
Assault, en route, airtime.
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 That's fun stuff.
That was great. Good job, everybody. One more time.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Let's go. Coach Camp bringing this.
It's going to be better. It's going to get a little crisper. You know, you got to memorize the beat and the drop and then bring it all back. So
good job, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Christopher Camp, giving it to you.
I'm trying.
How do you feel about it?
I think it's going to be a good song. I think it's going to be. And when I perform it, you know, it's always about timing. You know, but man, that beat drop, man, it's a good beat drop.
1, 2, 1, 2.
I like that.
That's the part I know.
I was trying to keep it simple. That's for all you out there.
So let's digest some of the lyrics there. So,
okay.
What does it start with?
So with the very first line is, yo, here we go. We about to lift off. Thinking about a helicopter. Yo, here we go. We about to fly. Lives on the line. We about to get this. The lives on the line. Yeah, no one dies. Nice. Think about that. So going out there to save them. And then when that next beat drops, what's good? Air assault en route, flying to the rescue, flying Mach speed in the dark of night. Risking our life is nothing new. When it comes to heroes, we bring the fight.
Nice.
That is tight, boy.
Man.
Tones going off. Yeah, bird goes up. Smoke in the air. Let's light it up. The play on the words. About to get down with this monster crew. You better ask your homie. 'Cause I thought you knew. That's a good line right there, I thought. And the next part was just kind of fun. Yeah, bouncy, bouncy, rock and roll. Get your boys up 'cause it's time to go. Busting out these rhymes. Yeah, I'm about to diss. You better aim straight. Boy, I bet you miss. It's almost like a diss lyric, except different.
Except different.
Yeah.
It's a good diss. It's a positive
diss. It's a fun diss.
Well, that's awesome, man. When are we going to record this?
Yeah, let me get some work on it. And then maybe next week.
Okay. When you do the filming of this.
Okay. We need to do like music videos. I got ideas.
I'm going to say dress accordingly.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I don't know
dress.
what that means. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'll
be
put
a
on
character.
Clothes. Okay.
Dress up like
rapper.
Like a rapper, you know, like you've done for your class before.
I need to get like a grill that says like medic.
But you've dressed up.
I have
for your class.
I do
for various reasons and stuff. And one time you dressed up like an old school phys ed teacher.
I've done that one.
You remember that? The classic short shorts. Like
yes.
It was great with the long socks with the
had the mustache. I went ahead and let that pull down like that. Yeah, I've done some stuff like that and had the whistle. Yeah, I do stuff. Try to get them fired up and distract them from the moment.
Get them turned up.
Turned. I've done that one. Turned. The first time I came in to the college, understand I work at Southwest Tennessee Community College, your best choice, and it's very racially diverse. Okay, so we're in downtown Memphis, and I come in and I tell my boss, yeah, I'm about to go in here. I'm going to do my thing. She's like, what kind of motivational speech you doing? I was like, well, I'm going to drop a rap today. And she got nervous. And I'm like, why? White people love rap too. It's fine. Eminem. We got Eminem on our team.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, it's real. It's not a fake thing. It's like real.
I'm sure it's just a look of shock because no teacher in the history of the college has probably ever done that.
I would agree to that. I would agree that Southwest.
I mean, and I've seen multiple videos and TikToks or Reels or whatever that you do these fun things with your class, and it's unique. And I think it's special because I mean, who else could do it?
I don't know, but you want to know something? I got a spam call coming in. Should we bring it in?
Let's go.
Let's see what we're going to do.
Bring it on.
All right, let's see if they're going to answer.
Speakerphone.
Hello.
Is it on speakerphone?
It is on speakerphone, but they're not talking. Why are you not going to talk? Why are you going to call me and not talk? That's rude.
That's weird. That's
Second
a weird
time that's
spam
done
call.
that. Yeah, it is. I think they know. They may have like a steady video rolling all the time.
Yeah, let's interrupt the show.
Uh-huh. We're going to interrupt the show, and then we're not going to talk because we're stupid.
So the name of that song is Airtime.
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 That's good
Put
stuff,
that
man.
in
Well,
the-
thank you
the
for letting me drop
description.
that bit. I appreciate that, Derrick.
Dude,
Yeah.
anytime.
Well,
I want people to see your talents.
I don't know
and
that it's
hear your
talented, but I'll take
talents.
it. Yes.
That's why I put a microphone in front of your face over 2 years ago.
That is true.
People need to hear and see you.
You know, the funny thing is, it's just really enjoying it. It's just enjoying.
Yeah.
You enjoy like you do your rhythm section, and then you've got
The Real
Hernando, and it's just connecting with people,
Ooh.
being yourself, having fun.
Well, can I update you
I'd love you I
on
want
some
you to.
music stuff?
I beg you.
I think I've mentioned this to you,
Okay.
but I'm going to start playing music again this year.
With who?
So I have not mentioned this to you, have I?
I don't guess a Juno Avent. You gonna play with him?
No.
Oh,
No. I mean, I have.
you have.
You know. And by the way, we need to get Juno and Donnie in here for a cannonball.
I agree.
That'd be fun. Now, and I'll just facilitate and let you three just tell stories because
It
you
might get
guys
dangerous.
know each other
We have.
forever. I will be playing in a Huey Lewis and the News tribute band.
Interesting.
Yes. So me and my buddy Jeff, co-host of the Rhythm Section podcast,
Yes. Jeff Ward.
are going to be playing together again. And we haven't on a regular basis in a long time, even though we call ourselves, we're not calling ourselves the Rhythm Section, but that's tongue-in-cheek, sort of the joke, why we named the show that, because prior to starting the show, we'd played in several bands together, and we've even gone on the road in a tour bus together. We've done all kind of cool things together, but we have not been in a band together for some time, and it's an idea he started, but it's based on the fact that me and Jeff, for as long as we've known each other, have always just said, man, we just always loved Huey Lewis. It's fun music.
It is
fun to play, fun to listen to. It's just catchy. It's just good music. And I grew up on it. And him too. So it was always just in conversation about how much we loved Huey. And then he was like, let's do that. And so now.
This goes back
now
to you
it's-
talking about Jeff has these grand ideas.
Yeah.
And it's one it's like y'all meet in the middle.
But
That's
and
good
I don't
stuff,
want to be, not that really anyone in that world listens to this show, but
they do.
the lead
Trust me.
singer,
It's mandatory.
the lead singer is still going to go unnamed.
Okay.
But the fact that he agreed to do it is what then really set this into motion, because that's key. You know,
Sure.
you need
It's like wanting to put together a baseball team and you don't have a pitcher.
right. Yeah,
it's
you
like,
need the person up front, and then now we've got all the other players in place. It's going to be to start a 5-piece band.
That's nice.
And man, it's going to be good. It's
That's
gonna be
awesome,
cool.
dude. So you're Thrive Entertainment. So are you going to book yourself? How much are you going to charge yourself?
I want to pay us $10,000 a show.
Okay.
Yeah.
You need to sit down and have a conversation with yourself, work out a contract.
And oh, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
because Jeff has his band is called Generation X. They play a lot of 90s, early 2000s.
That's weird.
And
That matches up.
Generation
Gen X.
Gen X. Yeah,
I know, it's
we'll call them
obvious.
Gen X for sure.
I like it there, yeah.
Yeah, raised on hose water and neglect. And
And Nirvana.
Nirvana. And great band. I'm not just saying that.
Does he play rhythm
Great.
guitar?
Jeff?
Sorry. Yeah. Is that what he does?
He's the drummer.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Goofball,
We're trying to
drummer,
get the-
bass player, rhythm section.
Oh, I didn't know that's what
Oh,
that meant.
maybe I should probably have explained that. He's a drummer.
This is why we're beautiful together.
I'm a bass player.
I live in a world you don't know about. You live in a world I don't know about. We work
Yeah.
together.
The drummer and bass player are usually a team, and they're called the rhythm section. Oh. Hence the name of the podcast.
And then I think rhythm, I always think about. So who's going to be your guitarist?
The two guys from Gen X
Oh, okay.
and a mystery singer.
Do you need a harmonica guy or a tambourine or a cowbell?
I mean, Huey's known for playing the harp, but our singer is going to be learning the harp stuff.
I was just wondering. Nothing. Reason.
Where was I? Oh, yeah. So Jeff's band plays often now. And Jeff is, like I said, he's eager and he's great at picking up the phone. He's not afraid to call anybody and book his band and ask for the right money and value and all those fun things. So he's got connections to a lot of venues now. And there's a place. I'm trying to be cryptic on some of these things because I don't want to give things that might not be accurate and change.
Yeah.
But there's a venue that is already like Can you be ready by this date?
Oh.
Debut here, please. Okay. So as far as booking it should be pretty easy to get some work. So I'm excited. I've already learned a few songs because as we record this, again, timeline stuff, Friday the 21st. In 2 days, this coming Sunday, we're having our first rehearsal.
So is there a date, a tentative date or timeline as to when you want to take it to the stage?
Almost.
Okay.
We're working on that.
Month,
the
2
venue
months?
and us are communicating that.
Can you give us a just a hint? 2 months, 3 months?
May.
Okay. So good. So then by June the 8th or 6th, you guys will be ready to demo at a 16-year-old birthday party.
Maybe.
I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm brainstorming. Okay.
It's going to be fun. I'm excited to get back. Going into this year, we all know how last year ended. But coming into this year, I was like, okay, I need to find something to play because when I don't have a project, if I'm not in a band, I never play. It's just come to that point where
You gotta have something
my
that drives
guitar just doesn't even leave the case.
Wow.
The guitar doesn't collect dust. The case
is collecting dust.
And I'm way past the time of just doing it for fun. It's just it's a complicated relationship I have with music and playing it. Been doing it so long. But when I have a reason, then it's in because I like learning songs. I had to knock the dust off, retrain my ear because I learned most everything by ear. And it's fun. So we've learned Jacob's Ladder, Do You Believe in Love, and Walking on a Thin Line.
Okay.
Those are the 3 songs we're going to rehearse first.
How many will you do like a request? Or is it strictly Huey Lewis?
Strictly Huey. But one of the tricks you can do, and this is looking back to the band I used to play in, the Tina Turner Tribute Experience. Tina Turner did a lot of covers.
Yes.
So then you do her versions of those covers, so it helps you fill the night and more recognizable songs like she did Disco Inferno.
Yeah.
So you do Disco Inferno. It's a hot dancing song, but
really
you can say this is Tina's version, and you explain that. A lot of tribute acts do narration. Tonight you're going to hear the history of Tina. She also did a lot of covers and
Yeah.
We're going to do narration in this as well. So Huey and the band did a lot of Motown stuff and Sam and Dave like Stax Records stuff. And so we're going to dig in, part of our rehearsal coming up is to sit down and put together a list and just talk more about it and come up with a name. The name thing is always tricky. The working name, I'm not saying this is confirmed, but I will say I came up with it.
Okay.
Half of it.
All right.
Okay.
I'll give you half credit.
The first half was by the singer, Hugely Lewis.
Hugely Lewis.
Hugely Lewis.
I'm going to say Donald Trump came up with the word hugely.
Hugely Lewis. And then I came up with, and the fake news. So it's funny you say Trump.
It's all together. Hugely in the fake news. Yes.
Hugely Lewis and the fake news.
And Bigly is also.
That's just.
It's fun.
We all think it's funny, but
it is funny.
I don't know if that's a good name for it when putting it on marquees and stuff. I don't know.
It might be. I think it's going to be catchy.
I can't believe I have not shared this with you.
It's okay. That's what this is for.
That's why I love that we can do it on the show.
Absolutely. And I did not know about any of that. But you've done so much, though. You've been shifting gears hard. The DJ Thrive thing has just started to really start to develop. And now you can book yourself. And that'll be fun. So
looking for some used powered PA speakers out there. Just throwing it in the universe.
Give it to him. Give it to him. He needs it.
And yeah.
So that's going to be good, man. Well, I'm happy for you. That's fun. That's fun stuff.
Thank you.
I wish that I had that many things going for me. I don't have that many things going for me. I've got a couple things I'm working on, but really it's just mostly the same old for me. But it's creative moments. Like, give you an example. Yesterday, we're supposed to have, this is just the world this is where I have to keep it small. I know we were supposed to be having softball practice. Softball team. We have our first tournament tomorrow, Saturday.
Oh my God.
In Tupelo.
In this weather?
Home of Elvis. Yes. And last night we were like, I was going to have practice on the field. I sent the head coach a message. I'm like, bro, I was outside for 10 minutes. I died twice.
Why are you guys having softball in February.
Season starts so early.
Major league starting.
Early.
What camp starts in March?
So early. I know. It's competitive ball. I don't know. So I don't make the schedule.
Yeah.
I don't even set the times and where to practice because I'm an assistant coach.
And Maddie's playing.
Nope.
Is she done?
Yeah, she was done last year.
She aged out.
She aged out. Well, she aged out to a point, but then she also said she didn't want to play anymore.
Okay, so now for the first time,
last season was the first time.
So she didn't play last season.
Not in the fall.
Okay.
I coached the Blue Angels competitive assistant coach with them, and
I know you do different leagues throughout a year,
sure.
Right? So I can't keep track.
Yeah, I know.
But now you are coaching without a child on your team. Well, your child on the team.
And I'll be honest with you, it was kind of hard last season. I found myself getting choked up. I realized that I did so much of this just to be a part of the life of my kids.
Yeah.
Coach my boys all the way through, my girl. And so then whenever she said she wasn't going to play, this other coach reaches out to me. He's like, "Hey, look, can you come help me coach this team?" And I didn't
So
know
you're not
how
the head coach?
No, which is why yesterday I sent a message to the head coach and I'm like, "Hey, bro, it's cold and we can't do it. We're going to die." So we went to the batting cages.
We're going to die.
We hitting batting cages. But tomorrow we're playing Tupelo, Mississippi. I don't know how cold it's going to be. I'm going to look like the Michelin Man. I'm going to be wrapped up so much.
So as an assistant coach, is that your title?
I guess.
What is your role? What do you do?
So when it comes to coaching at practices, obviously we split the team up and we do drills and it's a lot of drill stuff. But then at the game, I usually coach first base. He's over at third.
Okay.
We manage it. And then he and we discuss things through the game about, what do you think about moving this person?
But is he ultimately the one that puts the lineup together? Yeah. Mm-hmm. All those years you were coaching your kids, were you head coaching?
Always.
So you just want to kind of sit back a little bit and take some pressure off?
I am not even going to lie.
So
it's very hard for me
to be a head coach.
No, it's very hard for me to be an assistant coach.
Gotcha.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It comes with the territory of being leadership positions. Look, this is real time talk. Y'all, if you've been having fun, good. Sit down for a minute. I'm gonna give you some real time coach camp talk. This is real talk.
Preach it.
Real talk.
Preach it. Preach it.
Real talk. So at some point in the military, way back when I was in my early 20s, they impress upon you in a very forceful manner that you must be the leader of your groups. You must take action. And so it instills this mindset that there's no I can't, there's no quit. And I'm being real on that. Because you can't have that, especially if you're in a stressful situation. You got to have the focus and the mental capacity to keep pushing forward and demand excellence. That's true. That's fact. Get out of that, go out of the military, go into firefighting, being a paramedic. Being a paramedic, you are the top level of care on a scene. You have to make life and death decisions that fast.
Yeah.
That fast. Yeah. Quick. And you got to be confident and you got to be prepared. And so you develop these leadership skills along the way that you got to make decisions, and you know that if you're the one in charge, it's going to work out because you've been there so many times. Along the way, coaching, early on, I was a really good ball player, but then I become a coach, and I wasn't a great coach at first. I was a good coach, but I was more of a friendly, I don't know how to instruct you, coach, but we're going to go have fun. And then I started learning how to instruct and how to bring the best out of players, which is what also helps me in the classroom. So all that said, always been the head coach. Always in charge on scenes. Get to the classroom. I'm in charge of my classroom.
Yeah.
I run so when you're the one that everybody looks to for the answers, your mindset is always best way to do something. You put it in place. Here's the tricky caveat. So here's the life lesson. Here's the life lesson. Hold on. If I could do a word salad right now, but I'm not as good as Kamalama Ding Dong.
Life lessons with Coach Camp.
There is value to learning how to help someone else grow who they are. So being in charge means that you're growing other people to the best version of them, but you're not doing it through the lens of someone else. So now me having to take a back seat, and to the point of I'm not determining what we're doing, how we're doing it, when we're doing it. It's not easy, which is a challenge, which I have embraced because I'm like, you know what? And it's not that a person's doing it wrong. It's not like I think I'm the only one that can do it right.
This is a good challenge for you, though.
It is a challenge for me to be able to sit back and listen to someone else's ideas and
have an open mind,
try to impress other people to follow that lead. It's not been easy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. It's not been easy. And that's not a knock on anybody else's leadership skills. I do feel like there are thousands of versions of leadership skills. It's just hard to change that mindset when you've been doing it a certain way your whole life.
Yeah.
So
it's not easy. You have to take a back seat in a way and just let that person make decisions. Even if you disagree, you have to understand your place.
You do.
And just say, we got to let this play out. And then you could disagree and then not want to help, but you can disagree and be like, okay, this is your vision. I'm going to do what I can to make it happen.
You know, I could relate this to everybody out there. It's just putting it into terms of music.
Okay.
So you've talked about before where, like, when you have your core group of people, you know how to trust each other, you know what each other's strengths, weaknesses are, how to flow. You go and you are filling in for somebody, and then you've got a drunk singer, or you got somebody else that's showing up late, or they didn't bring whatever.
Yeah, it's always.
It drives you crazy.
Always something.
And you know, if you're in charge of it, that ain't going to happen. You know?
I would hope.
That's the way that's the way things usually would work, is if you have some control, you can better determine how things are going to work.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're making the rules.
And that's where I thrive. I thrive from the point of knowing I'm driven to success, but not just my own success, other people's success, but I want to be the captain of the ship a lot of times. I really do, but that's just a mindset.
Right, and it will test your ego.
It does.
We all have natural ego.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying arrogance.
No,
there's ego.
You're absolutely right.
So it will test that, which I think is good and healthy for you.
You know, you and I just
I'm not saying
it is healthy.
You're an egotistical person.
No, not at all.
But
people
that ego is going to say, no, I'm right.
To question if someone else could do it the same way or a different way and be as successful, it's tough because we only know our lens. We were talking just before this whole thing started about how, you know, sometimes it's easier to, you want to be in charge of something. You want to be able to lay down, this is how we're going to do stuff. But then whenever those things change, it's tough sometimes to say, well, maybe that will work too.
Now, your head coach as the leader also now has to understand he needs to give you a voice as well. That's part of that leadership.
And I think he does. But here's the part, and the last piece, and I'll let this die, is I have a big personality.
No.
I know. I do.
No.
I do.
Really?
And so I am constantly tuning in, trying to listen to where do I balance? Where do I balance? When do I ramp Chris Camp? When I pull back Chris Camp. That happened this past weekend, a half ago, weekend. Went to a 30th surprise birthday party. Did you see that? You know about that? My niece's 30th birthday party. Pretty big shindig. Had it at the Olive Branch Country Club.
Wow.
I'm going to throw a number. 40 to 50 people there. It's a lot, large number.
And she had no idea.
No idea. Well, she had no idea, but then when she pulled up, she knew something was up because there was a lot of cars. People, she knew the cars. And we walked in, or she walked in, we all screamed surprise. She cried. She was very excited.
Yeah.
It was great. Pulled it off wonderful. Well, here's what I'm going to tell you. This is another example. This is one more example. Cherries. We got a couple cherries. I put strawberry up there. So the whole theme was urban cowboy.
Okay.
So you know that with John Travolta. You know this movie from the 70s?
I've heard of it, yeah.
It's a country theme, and it had the slow country, sleepy music, which is like my least favorite, as you know. And so that's like the whole thing, and everybody dressed up like cowboys and stuff. And it's just slow country song after slow country song. And then they start karaokeing, and everybody karaokeing slow country song, slow country song. Two things happen. One, slow country song made me sleepy. People say, it's a good lyrics. Those some good. What? What? And then the other part is I'm already an early to bed kind of guy.
Yeah.
So as we're creeping towards 9 o'clock, I'm thinking I'm about to have to head out of here. I got to go. And this was the night of the big storms and stuff. So you got tornadic activity, whatever. And so finally I'm like, all right, either Chris Camp is going to have to bring Chris Camp to this party or Chris Camp going to have to bring Chris Camp to the house.
Okay.
So I go up to my brother-in-law because it's his daughter. And I don't want to overstep my bounds because I know who Chris Camp is. And I'm like, hey, bro, I'm asking you, let me have the mic.
Ooh.
And I'm going to do Ice Ice Baby. And that's what happened. And he's like, I don't think it's the right crowd. I'm like, bro, this crowd needs something. And he's like, I think they're doing good. And I'm like, listen, we got to go. 9:20, out. We're out of there.
Oh, you never did it?
He thumbs downed it.
Come on, brother.
And I'm like, 9:20 p.m. to the house, going to bed. Next.
I think people would have found that funny.
I think they would have enjoyed it as well, even though it was a bunch of country, redneck type folks. But good people. I'm not talking bad, but just like, so boring.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's the most important thing. And this is where I take the seat and I go back to the back seat again. Most important thing, my niece loved it. And that's all that mattered.
It's her day.
It's her birthday.
Yeah.
And that's why I realized this ain't
100%.
about Chris Camp. If this was Chris Camp's party, I'm not asking permission. I'm taking the mic. We doing this thing.
Yeah. Yep.
But it was her party. She had a blast. She was very thankful. So that's all that really mattered
That's awesome.
anyways. Yeah.
And we've discussed levels of Coach Camp.
Yes.
You know, we call it bringing the fire,
That's right.
but there is a spectrum.
Yes.
And we've had that conversation for some events where it's like, Coach, maybe a smolder.
Yeah.
Maybe a good flame.
Click it to a 5.
Yeah. We don't need an inferno for
That's
this
right.
one. But then when you went to the octagon, or what I like to call the rocktagon,
Bam.
boom. I mean, that was inferno.
Crank it up.
I mean, it is fired up.
That's the audience.
You know, white heat.
Yes.
Right? So yeah, you know,
That took maturity for me to get to that point. Because, you know, all the way up to like 35, only thing I knew was all the way to 10 on everything I did.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a child's baptism. Let's go! You know, it's like, I don't, There's old people in the
The
crowd.
baby is crying now. Thanks.
It's probably too.
Oh no, baby showers before the baby comes.
Yeah, that's
You know,
right.
My bad.
That's okay.
Well, maybe the baby is crying. Maybe the baby's kicking. You know, maybe the baby enjoyed it.
It's so, you know, I did not understand. Or maybe it wasn't even that I didn't understand. Maybe it was that I just didn't care. All the way back to like my youngest days, I've always been so comfortable being me in my own skin. If you didn't like it, it didn't bother me. Turned up all the time. So I've been trying to, and as obviously as I've gotten much older into my 40s and then into the 50s, I pay attention. I try to find my audience. I try to find my moment.
I mean, that's part of growing up.
It is.
Yeah.
It should be.
I think every person that has that kind of energy that you have had a period where, yeah, they might have been a tad obnoxious here and there.
Oh, I was
some
definitely
people,
obnoxious.
without realizing it, you know. But now you've harnessed it. You use it for good. You know when to fire it off. You know when to bring it at a light heat.
So
Equally impactful.
I will tell you so much so now that I can read facial expressions and body language to tell myself either I'm coming in too light
Like
or I'm coming in way too hot.
like whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah. So like when I talk to my class, whether I'm trying to inspire them about the next thing we're doing or I'm trying to discipline over the things that they've done, I can see the body posture and stuff. And then I may hit pause and then try to evaluate how I'm saying something and then bring them back to this is okay. Now listen to me again.
Yeah.
And so it takes a lot of work and it takes consciousness. You have to be in the moment. So
Yeah,
that's
I
what
mean,
do.
listen to the Monday show because there's often pretty much, not every episode, but there's many moments where you bring the fire a little bit, but you have it tamed and you have your moment as you're kind of relating to your guest, motivating the audience through it, giving your reflection on it. But you break into that coach mode, right? And where it's a little bit of fire and it sounds great and it's beautiful.
I try to make it where it's like a roller coaster,
Right.
but not too
Now,
drastic.
Imagine if you went octagon level fire on the show every time, and your guests would be like,
Especially depending on the stories.
freaked out,
Some of the stories are,
you know. So yeah, even on the show,
doesn't call for it.
without even before we even had these types of discussions on how to set your temperature level.
Yeah.
You've been doing it because the show. You've never gone octagon level. I think that's the new way to say it. Because so far, being in an octagon for an MMA, bringing the fire to that's pretty epic.
Well, there was the time
so I
of
think
my
that's top
show,
level.
I was definitely next level, and I think I scared the crap out of my audience.
That's right, at Landers Center.
And I got out of breath.
I was a little scared.
and
I
I
didn't
had
really
to
know
take
you.
20 seconds to catch my breath. I was
didn't know
like,
you
sorry, guys, hang on.
What did I get myself into?
Hey, can I speak about cardio real quick? How much time do we have?
Enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go
So
for it. Yeah.
This won't be long. So, speaking of cardio, as I get older, it's harder to keep my cardio at a peak level. I used to be really good. Could run pretty strong. I could do like maybe a 8-minute mile and be able to have a normal conversation within 20 seconds. Okay. Not so much now. But what helps me maintain, of course, is running.
Yep.
Well, just this past week, my treadmill, because I don't mind saying this. If it's raining out, if it's horrible weather, if it's freezing cold, like it has been, icy streets, I will run on a treadmill to keep my 2-mile thing going or run further, but at least 2. So I need a treadmill at my house. I use that treadmill. Broke.
Oh, no.
Wouldn't come back on, kept trying. I told her, she said, this ain't going to cut it. This is not going to cut it. We got to get a treadmill. This is like emergency. Code 3. It's code 3. 3 is the high as it goes. Code 3. That's the sound we heard. I said, load up, girl. And we went on a shopping spree. So we go up our shopping adventure slash
Extravaganza.
Extravaganza. So there's not a lot of places to buy treadmills. I don't know if you're aware of this.
Really?
There's not. You got Academy Sports. You got Dick's up in Memphis. There's only a handful of places. There's not. I mean, it's not like you can go to Walmart and get a treadmill.
What do you have in Memphis?
Oh, Snap. So I know you couldn't resist.
The funniest.
I'm glad you brought it.
The funniest name of any store.
We just call him Richard.
And it's always the biggest sign, right?
It is the biggest, of course it is. Well, he's compensating, but anyways. Oh, Carmen. There you are, girl. You brought your girls. So yes. So we go up to Academy Sports. Now this is where we start and end our whole shopping spree. Understand this.
Okay.
So we go in. Now, we had looked at some stuff online, so I kind of had an idea of what I was wanting, plus of what I had before. And the only model size that offered the things we look for, because there's particulars to a treadmill. I don't want to go into details to be boring. They only had one on display. Okay. And I said, all right, well, this is the one I want.
And where was this again?
This was at Academy.
Academy. Okay.
And I don't mind name dropping on this because they need to know. You being put on notice right now about how y'all lose customers. This is how you lose. This is how you lose your business, how you lose your customer. So I go in and I find the one treadmill. They only got one treadmill that meets my specs. So I find a salesperson, bring them over. I say, hey, look, I don't shop. I buy. I come. I have an idea. I find. I buy. I go home. Done.
Yeah.
I said, I want this one. He goes, you want that one? I said, I want that model right there. He goes over to the phone, does some stuff, calls, looks on the computer, comes back, says, we don't have any in the store. That's the only one we have.
So then let me buy that.
I said,
one.
all right. I said, let me try it. So he plugs it in. I run on it for a few minutes. I'm like, feels fine to me. I'll take it.
So you already knew before running on it, it had everything you needed.
It had all the specs. I just want to make sure it ran. So I turned it on. It's kind of like a car. If I go buy a car, I don't need to see the engine because I'm not a mechanic. Don't pop the hood. I don't care what's underneath there. I want to crank it, drive it around the block. If it feels fine, it's running, it smells fine, I've got it. It's done. That's what I was looking for. So the treadmill, I run on it for a few minutes. I'm like, or not even that, 30 seconds. I said, all right, I want this. Goes over to the phone, talks. Now, the salesperson's great. Don't get me wrong. Nice, polite, helpful.
This is not a bash on customer service like last week.
Exactly. This is not a bash on customer service. This is a bash on the company, not the customer, service person.
The company of the treadmill or the store?
The store.
Okay.
And so he's talking to whoever his powers to be are, and he comes back.
His powers to be.
And he says, well, we can't sell that yet. I said, you can't sell it yet. Is there a what? Is there a deadline? Is there a moment coming? It's going to be like, we're going to sell it now. He's like, well, you can order one. I said, I can order it. This is going to come to my house? Well, it'd be $180. Now, this ain't the salesperson's fault. He's just relaying information. Yeah,
he's not making the rules.
He's giving me information.
Yeah,
that's all.
He's not writing the rules. Yeah.
Right. So he's like, it'll be $180 delivery fee. I said, wait a second. So I'm here in the store right now. I'm willing to buy the used one and just put it in my truck and go home. I didn't even ask for discount. I'm just like, I'll buy this one. Let's go.
Yeah.
I was happy it wasn't in pieces. I didn't have to put it together. And he's like, well, they're not going to sell that one right now. So, but we can order it and it can come to the store. And I said, now what you're telling me is, so I can go home and order this thing and it can come to your store. And then I can just come back to all the way up to Olive Branch from deep in the South where I'm at.
But you'll save the $180
to pick it up and take it home.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, here's what I want you to tell your boss. I said, first, you are a pleasant young man. He was a young guy, probably 23. I don't know. I'm guessing that, but he's a young looking dude. I said, you're a great dude. You've done everything I've asked. You've checked stuff out. Let your boss know. This is how y'all go out of business. Because guess what I'm about to do with this phone right here? I'm about to just get on here, click, 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 Amazon Prime, send that crap to me in 2 days. Holla, walked out. Alicia, I told her, get on your phone, let's see what we got. She pulled up, Amazon, doop, 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 doop. It cost an extra $100 to get it delivered. Doop, done.
Same model.
Same model. Yeah. 2 days later at my house.
Done. Sorry, guys.
Yes, that's how you lose business.
Did he give a reason why they couldn't sell it?
They just weren't ready to sell that demo yet. There's no other reason. There's no other reason. So you're telling me you could order another one to come to your store and somebody else could put it together, put it right back out there. You already got this sale gone. No, that's not what you want to do. So you just want to lose your wholesale. That's fine. Now, here's the other part that's ironic, and I find this ironic. So then the treadmill comes, but it comes in a big old box, big old fat, juicy
now
box.
You have to
Now I got to take all these parts out, assemble. And what I realized was I have the energy to run on a treadmill, But I was exhausted trying to put that stupid thing together. I'm like, oh, how is it I have the motivation to exercise, but not the motivation to assemble?
I hate assembling.
It was such a weird thing. And Alicia Camp, mother of Maddie.
Yep.
Mother of Maddie. It's in there.
Can you quit slinging that nasty fly swatter out?
Yes, I could.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I will. She comes out there because she already knows. First of all, I'm out there. I got my glasses on. I'm trying to read stuff. I'm trying to put things backwards. And I'm like, oh, no. And then I put back. She's very mechanically inclined. And so she assisted. And we got that thing put together. And Zach actually stood out there and held a flashlight. So he did great. We got it together in about an hour.
Yeah.
But now it's ready. So now I'm running again. So I just wanted to share that with you. Another interesting customer. Back to back. The flower people were just stupid. These people just lost a sale.
Yeah.
I guess the other people some people could say they're smart. They got a sale and didn't deliver the product until the next day, which that was another story.
Yeah, that's an update to last week's story.
They brought the flowers on a different day.
Day late.
And I was several dollars short at that point. That is how that works, brother. Dadgummit.
Well, man, I hope you have a good weekend, sir. This has been fun.
Always.
What do you got going on this weekend? Anything?
Well, we got softball tomorrow.
Oh, that's right, the softball.
Yeah, and I'm still trying to build my mom's house. That's always a grind.
Yep. I have a fun rehearsal coming up in a couple days.
Okay.
So I'll try to remember to update.
Yes.
Let's all live this together in real time.
So next week we'll still have to do another Friday, but then after that we should be able to transition to Wednesdays
and then publish on Fridays.
Because next week I'll be out of town. I'm going to Nashville to compete, which we'll be able to talk about that.
Yes,
I'm going to compete for a SOAR award, which is like some kind of academic faculty excellence award.
Oh, I thought it was like, how old and sore do you feel?
I win that one then every day. 100%. I'm at 100.
At some point, you get too old too.
Cannonball!
Let's do it. That's
no,
why we
you
do it
don't.
today.
You never get too old to cannonball.
I try not to. Anyways.
Well, Coach, I love doing this, man.
Me as well.
This is so much fun. We have a good time.
Yes, we
I
do.
hope you all enjoy it too.
They do.
I hope Wes Joyner. Shout out to you,
Tony. Yeah, he's out there.
I hope you enjoyed the CLWCAD show.
Thank you for that.
And we'd love your thoughts on that, Tony.
True story.
MotivateWithCoachCam.com.
SRP Studios LLC.com.
Cannonballing Life
at gmail.com. Yes.
Positive Voices.
Go ahead, sign up for that on Facebook.
Link in description.
I like that.
Also, there's a Venmo link in the description, right,
at
Coach
Motivate
Y?
with Coach Camp. At Motivate with Coach Camp.
Yeah, so if you want to throw us a shekel or two,
yes,
we would love to.
Let me know what you think about my rap song, dog.
Yes, well, reviews, please.
Reviews.
Go to cannonballinglife@gmail.com. Let us know.
Beautiful.
I mean, 0 emails coming in, y'all.
Oh.
I think Wes Joyner's really the only one that's ever reached out on
Nobody likes to email.
Yeah.
They text, but they don't email.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Email. You guys understand what email is, right?
Like that, and then all of a sudden, if you hit the wrong letters, you spelled somebody's name that's on the Canadian hockey team.
It's mailing a note electronically.
Revolutionary.
Email.
Revolution.
Gmail is a very wildly known thing from Google.
True story.
You've heard of Google?
I have heard of it.
Me too. All right. Oh, Bridge. Maybe. All right, y'all.
Holla.
Take care. Bye.